Okay, now I want to take a minute and show you actually how to play the Red Dragon's Lair. The Red Dragon's Lair comes with 7 decks. There's a deck for the Rogue, which is Robin Hood, a deck for the Paladin, Daphne, a deck for the Magician, Merlin, and a deck for the Warrior, Grumpy. Those are the 4 character decks. Each player will choose one of the 4 character decks to play. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using Grumpy the Warrior. So I'll set the other 3 characters aside. Now the other 3 decks are your dungeon deck, which is filled with undead monsters, elementals, and treacherous traps. Each time a player slays a monster in the dungeon, they get a draw from the loot deck. The loot deck has been designed to help each of the characters become more powerful, better weapons, better equipment. That way, when they go into the dragon's lair, they'll be better prepared to face the evil red dragon. So for now, we'll set the dragon's lair aside. After each player has chosen the character they're going to play, I chose Grumpy the Warrior, you will search the deck, find the character card, and any item or weapons cards. Grumpy has Mace. The Mace allows him to add 1 on all of his attack rolls. The Axe. The Axe actually allows Grumpy to re-roll if he misses an attack. And the Shield. His shield reduces all attacks by monsters by 1. So if they roll a 7, it's reduced to a 6. After the player has pulled out the character card, his weapons, and the item cards, they draw 5 from their character deck. And when all players are ready to begin, you begin the game by flipping over the first dungeon card, the Ancient Lich. Alright, so I got an undead monster. The undead monster has electrical magic attacks. He deals 4 wounds to my character if my character is hit. And his health, which is a 2, is increased for each player. So I add 2 health for each adventurer. So because it's just me for this demo, his health will be increased by 2, so he will have a total of 4 hits. There will be health markers that'll come with the game, that'll be red, and there's also poison in the game, and I'll have black markers for that. So I have 4 health markers on him. Now for Grumpy, I'm going to go ahead and just use a 10-sided dice to indicate his health, which is 8. In the game, monsters always attack first. So the Ancient Lich will attack first. Because I am the only player, he's automatically going to attack me. There are target cards that come with the game. You'll have 1 for each character. When a monster is going to attack, you'll shuffle through them, randomly select one. When you reveal it, it'll show who the monster is going to attack. And that's how you'll determine which player gets attacked by the monster. The monster, in order to hit me, needs to roll above the red number, which is on his card. This is a 6, so he has to have a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, which is the 0, in order to hit Grumpy. Again, if he does hit Grumpy, he'll deal 4 wounds. Now, Grumpy does have a shield, so whatever he rolls, it'll be reduced by 1. And I rolled a 7. It's reduced by 1 to a 6. The Lich needs a 6 to hit me, so the Lich does indeed hit Grumpy, and Grumpy is going to take 4 damage, reducing his health to 4. But now it's Grumpy's turn. So from my hand, I'm going to play an attack card. If I don't have any attack cards at all in my hand, I can use the base attack, which is on the character card. He attacks with melee or ranged. His attack deals 1 wound, and he needs an 8 or higher in order to hit the monster. Now, the cards in my hand are actually going to give me a little better advantage than that. The Lich has a health of 4, so I'm going to try to kill the Lich on the first try. So I'm going to play a special card from my hand. It says, now I'm grumpy. Play before your attack. If your attack succeeds, double the wounds. Well, how many wounds am I going to do? Well, I'm going to play this card here. As wretched as it is, I need my pain. It makes me who I am. It makes me grumpy. I need a 7 or higher to hit the monster, and I'll deal 2 wounds. Because of the Now I'm Grumpy card, I'll actually deal 4 wounds, which will kill the monster. To be safe, I think I'm going to use my axe, which will allow me to re-roll in case I miss. Okay, and I rolled a 9, which is a hit on the monster. So now the monster takes 4 wounds, which will kill it. The monster is then placed in the graveyard. All monsters go to a graveyard when they are killed. There is a boss character in the deck, which is a evil dark elf. And the evil dark elf, each time he attacks, if he's successful in his attack, you'll return a monster from the graveyard into play. And then he'll join him to try to kill the players. Now that I've defeated the monster, I get a draw from the loot deck. But I have a special card in my hand. Special cards tell you when they can be played. This one says, I takes what I want. Play when you draw from the loot deck, draw 2, then put 1 back. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards from the loot deck. I drew Staff of the Master, which I cannot use. This card is actually only can be used by the magician. So it's no good to me. So I'm definitely not planning to pick this one. Okay, and the other item I drew is the Belt of Pockets. Adventurers may store 3 items and equip 1 additional. Now, I didn't mention at the beginning, but characters are only allowed to carry 3 pieces of equipment, items or weapons. If they get something cool from the loot deck or in the dungeon, they actually have to discard one of these items in order to put the better item in play. However, the Belt of Pockets gives me an advantage because I get to equip it in addition to what I already have. Plus, it'll store equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and equip the Belt of Pockets. And the staff that I drew, which I can't use, I'm going to go ahead and put on the bottom of the deck. I'll put this in my discard pile. And that encounter has ended, so I'll draw between encounters up to 5 cards. So I've got my 5 cards. I'm ready for the next encounter. Continuing on in the dungeon. Oh, Gauntlet of Power. Okay, now this is an item card. Adds 2 wounds of magic fire damage with every melee attack. Okay, so I can use this anytime I do a melee attack. It won't work for my ranged attacks, but it will for my melee attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and discard my mace. Oh wait, I don't have to discard it. Because I have the Belt of Pockets, I can just go ahead and put my mace in the Belt of Pockets. In case something happens and I lose my other weapon or it's destroyed, I have the mace in the Belt of Pockets. Now I'm going to go ahead and equip the Gauntlet of Power so it'll add damage anytime I do a melee attack. Alright, so let's see what's next. It's a trap. Swinging blades. Adventurers must make 3 saves. Each fail deals 1 wound. Okay, the dungeon is filled with treacherous traps. This is one of them. On the character card are 3 numbers. The first number is the speed of the character. This is what you're going to use to determine who's going to go first when you have multiple players. Because I'm playing just the single player game, I won't be using that number. I go after the monster's attack. The second number is the save number. Anytime I have to make a save, I need to roll that number or higher in order to make the save. My last number there is my health, the amount of health counters that I start with at the beginning of the game. So, because of my encounter with the Lich, I'm down to 4 health. Now I have to roll to save, or I'm going to get hit by the swinging blades. Alright, I got hit with the first one. That lowers me to a 3. And I rolled an 8, so I made the save, so I don't take any damage. I got 1 more. And I rolled a 9. So I take no more damage. So I'm strictly down to 3. So now we'll continue in the dungeon to the next monster. This time I drew a demon. Now this demon doesn't have very much health, but he really does hit pretty easily. He has a flame attack. He deals 3 wounds. And you add 2 health for each adventurer. So he is going to be a 3 on his health. So I'll put 3 health counters on the undead demon. He's going to go first. As you can see, I have only 3 health. So if I get hit, I could be in trouble. He needs a 3 or higher to hit me. And he succeeded. So he is hitting me for 3 damage. Now my shield does reduce his roll to 7. Reduces it by 1. But as you saw, he needs a 3 or higher to hit me. He easily got that. So he does deal 3 wounds. However, I'm going to play a card from my hand. Again, this is a special card. It says, play when you are attacked. You take no wounds. Me grandfather's helmet protects me. So Grumpy was protected by the helmet of his grandfather, and he takes no wounds. And now it's my turn. Alright, and the demon has health of 3, so I'm going to go ahead and try to take him out. Certainty of death. Small chance of success. What are we waiting for? This is a melee attack, deals 3 wounds. Now I do have my magic gauntlet of power, which will give an extra 2 wounds. It won't matter. But what does matter is I need to get a 7 or higher. I'm using my axe so that I get to re-roll in case I miss. And I rolled a 10. So I don't even need to re-roll. I was successful. The demon is killed. I guess can't really kill an undead monster. He's defeated. And because I defeated the monster, I get a draw from the loot deck. Oh, now this time I drew a spellbook page. Spellbook pages are pretty cool. All monsters take 3 wounds of magic fire damage, then RFG. RFG means to remove from game. So after I use the spellbook page, it'll be removed from the game. It's a magical item, and I can use this. I have to roll an 8 or higher in order to be successful, but it's still a very powerful page, spellbook page. One thing I should mention is that the magician has a spell book. So if spellbook pages are revealed and given to the magician, he can keep them in his book, and he does not have to remove them from the game and can use them each and every time. So that's an advantage of the magician with the spellbook pages. But I'm going to go ahead and put this into my belt of pockets and save it for another time. And now you've seen how to play the Red Dragon's Lair. I'll be posting new videos as time goes on, showing you a 4-player how to play video, in addition to how to battle the dragon. So the Dragon's Lair is a little bit different, not much. So I will be posting a video later on that'll show you how to fight the dragon. Of course, you can read the rules, follow the link to our Facebook page, check that out, see some great pictures of cards, the artists, some of the people that helped make this game possible with their participation and playtesting. So again, check out our Facebook page too. Make sure to choose your pledge level and show your support for the Red Dragon's Lair today.